Hello, hello, hello. Maybe a quiet night. We'll see. What's up there, Mr. Steven? You're the first in the room tonight. And there's Mike. We'll see if a couple more get in here. What's up, Doc? I've been watching your little pop-up videos that have been coming up. I like the one mail fraud off the doorbell cam. Would look like a doorbell cam. That mailman didn't give two hoots. Also like your trap door for your van. I thought that was pretty funny. I didn't realize they had an electric nibbler at the old Harbor Freight. Well, she's going to bite you. That's too bad. I'm sorry to hear that, though. I might have an answer for you, Doc. Reman transmission, are they in? Well, sure they are. Depends on who you get them from, obviously. I don't particularly like the ones from Certified. Not that they don't do a good job, but it seems like they make them so they shift really soft, and I'm not crazy about that. The company name is Reman Transmission. Well, that's original. There's a company that I used to use. They would ship just about anywhere, but it was called ETE Reman. That's Edward Thomas Edward Reman. And I think that's their web name too, etereman.com. Always had real good luck with their transmissions. Foxy. Oh my goodness. My goodness. What are you belly aching about? Huh? What are you belly aching about? You're all right. You're all right. No, we ain't forgot about you. Well, that's not unreasonable. No, she's just having a hissy because mom's in the bedroom and she's not. And she wants to go in there because it's kind of like the forbidden area. Yeah, Doc, it's really not that bad of a price for one, especially not a 1465. Biggest thing is what kind of warranties it got on it. They give you a 3-year unlimited, 3-year 100. Passed on the cruise, huh? 5-year 100,000. That's pretty decent. Of course, if you're like me, you drive quite a bit. To and from work for me every day is 50 miles. That doesn't add up real fast, but I mean, if you add in, what little running I do, I mean, I usually just try to go to and from work and come back home just to save some money. You won't outlive the warranty. You never know that. It can be just about anything. You could outlive everybody. My goodness, what are you belly aching about? I know. I know. I hear you. I hear you. Right? She does. She's talking tonight. Like I said, she's upset she can't go in the bedroom. We would probably leave the door open in the bedroom, except for we got the older cat, Yoda. She she tends to like to mark her territory. Um, the turd butt's already peed in Mom's new chair, which that kind of sucked. Socks used to talk quite a bit. I fixed it again. Tony is about fixed. How old is my oldest cat? Let's see. She would be 16. Oh, she's not. Well, she's like I said, she's just back talking, so because she can't go in the room, but she's all right. She's doing the pause under the door thing, aren't you? Aren't you? Let me in. That's exactly right. One of the hall bathroom we got here that's behind that one over there. Uh, you go in there, and pretty soon you'll see some little white paws going underneath the door, and it'll be Yoda there trying to paw at you. It's funny. Anyway, so on with the topic of conversation tonight, and it's, do you ever feel stuck? Um, and like there's nowhere to go. I think I'm there now. I'm desperately wanting to leave the dealership because I'm tired of getting bent over working for warranty times on anything you do. And I'm sure I'm doing an engine on a 22 Blazer right now. And according to the book, it pays straight time. Now you watch. The warranty wizard will figure out some way to bend you over and not pay you squat to do this freaking engine. And on a 22 Blazer, this has got the 2-liter turbo in it. That's one of those where you have to drop the whole assembly out the bottom, engine and transmission together, and then you separate them on the holding fixture and replace it that way. Um, Started on it a little bit Thursday, worked on it off and on Friday because it's the first one I did. I don't want to take more off than I need to take off. And uh, this after, so yeah, this afternoon, it was afternoon. I got a ticket early this morning. It's my Saturday to work. Um, I got it on the powertrain table and started getting it tore down. Um, so I think the one that really did it for me was that um, PPV Tahoe that I did, police pursuit vehicle. The Tahoe that I did, I overhauled the transmission on it. It's a 6-speed. Had to repair it and basically reseal the whole thing after cleaning it all up. And a customer paid time on doing something like that's almost about 16 hours. I got paid 6. That's not, that doesn't justify my time to do it right. I mean, I feel like I'm getting punished for doing things the right way. And I'm to the point where I can't stand it anymore. So I've been looking at a couple different places, a couple different avenues, and I got one place that's kind of a hole in the wall, but it's a company that's around here in this area that has got like 5 stores. He's acquired this one and one other one here recently, and he asked if I wanted to be a tech there, and I was like, well, the money'd have to be right. And I mean, you'd have to have benefits and all that. And I guess they've got a 401k and health insurance and all that good jazz. But my fear is that they're not going to have enough work to keep me busy. Although, on the other side of it, there's no warranty time and they don't work their technician on Saturday. It's just lube guys on Saturday. At least that's what I've been told, which would be ideal for me. Plus, it's 5 minutes from my house. But I've talked to the owner, and he was going to get with the district manager and let me know. And I haven't heard a peep. It's like apparently I'm overqualified. I don't know. Oracle Wisdom. Wow. I don't know that I've seen you on here in quite some time. About a month ago, bought another truck with needs to be rebuilt. What are the major differences that I have to watch out for? Oracle on the what you look out for on those. They're the tunnel. In other words, the barrel of the transmission. Everything in there is the same. Everything is the same. The 700R4 will have a few different things, but all the 4L60 stuff will interchange with the 700. And there's some upgrades that you can do for the 700, like doing the bonded pistons and that kind of stuff. But the only thing that's different is the valve body, because the 700 will have a cast iron valve body and they don't hardly wear out. Yeah, and I'm with you there on the benefits and that kind of stuff. I got to watch that stuff. And the shop thing, guys, I've been told several times that I need to, but I made a deal saying that I would not open another shop. As much as I'd like to do it, um, it's definitely not the right time as far as the economy is concerned. Um, but Yeah, there's been guys at work now that want me to open one up. Yeah, exactly. But anyway, back to my story. So I've put out, probably 5 to 7 resumes. I don't remember what it is. And, all companies that I should be able to get with no problem. Couple manager jobs, which I don't know because of my health and everything, if that'd be a good idea, but because I don't want to be, I'd have to be one of those that's up and moving. I couldn't be behind the desk all the time if that's what they're wanting. But my position where I'm at now, um, I'm not getting any better pay. Um, it's fairly stable, but um, I spend a lot of time there and I don't have a lot of benefit out of it. I mean, if it was, I the the time spent doesn't justify the money earned, if that makes any sense. Um, as I get older, I find that the most valuable asset that you have is time, because the older we get, the faster it goes. And I'm no spring chicken anymore. And, um, I would like to be earning, decent, close to 6-figure salary. And I'm nowhere close to that. Um, I was doing pretty good when I had my shop, I'll tell you that. But it was a trade off because I was dedicated for sure. And I'm going to tell you, when you own a business and um, your partner isn't 110% on board with it, it makes things real difficult. But anyway, I had to make a choice. It was either the shop or go our separate ways. So I said, I give up the shop. So that's where I'm at. Well, if there is, I haven't found the right one yet. Um, I've thought about that. That was part of the reason why I started the YouTube thing, because I wanted to explain and show people that, one of the most, wanted to uncomplicate one of the most complicated pieces of machinery that's in a car. And I was rather disappointed when the revenue that was created was not very substantial. Um, that's part of the reason why I don't do it as much as I used to. Um, Believe me, I've still got videos recorded, um, but I'm to the point where I can't do anything with it because I'm out of space on my computer, and it's so taxing. I started working on my server again the other day, and it was working, and I got it working. And then Foxy, Foxy, cut it out. I got it working and even got an operating system loaded on it, and then it crashed again. Um, Something to do with a voltage regulator module that's on the, I don't know if it's on the board or if it's in the power supply. The power supply is brand new, but that's not to say that it's not bad. So I've got to go through and test it and test the terminals on it and see if it's putting out the voltage like it's supposed to. That'll tell me real quick if it needs another power supply, excuse me, or the board itself is bad, because that's about the only things it can be. I found another board. It's about 180 bucks used, another used board. All my stuff will switch over to it without any problem. But I'd really like to get this thing up and going so I can get, get the videos all in one spot and get to where I can get everything working. But I'm just to the point where, I'm not getting any callbacks on any of the resumes that I set out, and I've followed up with a couple of them. I don't get an answer back. They say they'd really like to talk to me, and then nothing happens. So I guess that's what I'm saying, is it feels like I'm stuck. It doesn't feel like I get any chance for an advancement, and I'm kind of getting held back. I've tried to give my boss up at work a couple of hints when stuff had come up that, I think that I would be good at and be interested in, and basically they want to keep me back there, turn wrenches. And I'm to the point where doing it for a living, I'm just about spent on that deal. I love doing it on the side, doing it at my house, that kind of stuff. But I'm tired of doing it for somebody, working for somebody. As far as turn wrenches, I mean, there's other things I can do, but sorry, I'm going to catch up on some of your all's comments. The same thing happening here. But here, yeah, I mean, it seems like it, and that's what I'm doing. I just figure, um, I figure if the good Lord wants me to change something, something will happen. Um, I enjoy doing the church thing. Um, well, I say it's the church thing, but I enjoy running their website and that kind of stuff. I'd like to be able to devote more time to that, but that's again another one of those things where it's a kind of a precious commodity. I haven't been going to bed this week before 11 o'clock all this week, and tonight on the way home, I was feeling it bad. There was a couple of times when I was driving, I could feel myself wanting to go to sleep, and that's scary, guys. It is, and I'm trying to get this thing straightened out to where I'm not so sleepy. I know it would help if I go to bed, but when you're running yourself ragged and there's too much to do, and sometimes you got to stop and smell the roses, and I'm the worst advocate for that. I can tell you that right now. Uh, Oracle, yeah, I'd agree to that. I'm definitely not young and dumb. Yeah, for sure. He's definitely in control. We are, but like the wife and I got to talking the other morning when I was going up, because I was just having a rough morning, and she goes, well, "What's wrong?" And I just told her. I said, "Look, to me, there's got to be more to this than getting up, going to work, coming home, doing stuff around the house, getting up, going to work, blah blah blah, just the same routine. There's got to be more to life to enjoy it." And I know there is, but I haven't figured out how to get there and still be able to pay the bills. It just seems like the only thing we're doing is going to work to pay the bills, and uh, for me, it hurts pretty bad to take off time from work because I mean I'm not working, I don't get paid, and I haven't got enough passive income to make anything work. Um, so I haven't found a niche that I can make myself marketable. I guess you could say. Um, of course, I like doing this computer stuff too. I like building and diagnosing, electronics and computers, and I've always enjoyed that. Um, I just, I'd really like to go back to school again, but my training is so outdated from when I went to school for. Oh shoot, it was shortly after Dana and I got together. No, I think it was when we were together, when we first met. I was still going to Penn Valley Community College and learning networking, and absolutely enjoyed it. Um, had a lot of fun with it. I'll be here. Uh, anyway, so that's what I mean by I feel like I'm stuck. Um, I just have to play it by ear, you know. Let the good Lord handle it. Speaking of which, we got a potluck thing tomorrow at church, and I was gonna make some macaroni and cheese. I don't have any time. Um, I came home today, like I said, after work, and I went to the dump to get rid of the garbage. Came back and I took a nap for about an hour and a half, almost 2 hours, and so I went out and got done with that and went and got dinner. We came back and ate, and I went out and mowed for about an hour and a half before it got dark. We've gotten so much rain here down here lately that grass is really growing. Of course, we are in our rainy season. And Ryan Hall, y'all, says we got another storm coming over here in the east. Storm or heat? I think he said it was storm, but yeah. Excuse me. Do 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 do. and my views and my watch time's going down quite a bit because I don't put any enough videos out there. It's a problem. Yeah, I've thought about that before, Oracle. Um, the I do believe that they would frown quite a bit if I'd put a camera on my head and show that kind of stuff. I think they would frown on it a whole bunch. But man, would I love to do it. I mean, I'd love to do it on this Blazer I'm putting an engine in. Not that somebody hadn't put an engine in, but you ought to see all the crap they've got on these new 2 liters. It's ridiculous. And you know, some of the stuff we run into. I got this. Excuse me. I got this concrete truck in today. Well, it's not a concrete truck. It's a truck that they do concrete in. And holy cow, guys, you should see all the freaking concrete dust in this thing. I mean, it is just packed head to toe, and I don't think they've ever cleaned this thing. The thing's got like 48,000 miles on it. It's all it's got. It's a 2012. And it is just trashed. Um, but, you know, they're wanting to spend some money on it. But still, you know, I can't stand working on stuff that they just abuse it like that and don't clean it up. Because especially like something like that that's got full of concrete dust, because man, you get absolutely caked in that stuff, and you got to go in somebody else's car that's nice and clean. Yeah, that doesn't mix. It's bad, and that's one of those when the service writer seen it, they should have said, "Nope, you need to take this thing and clean it up." Welcome back, Doc. You need to take this thing, clean it up, and bring it back, and then we'll work on it. But I mean, and another thing that'll do is when they get these new vehicles in, before it even leaves the service drive, the customer needs to go turn off the automatic damn seats. So I'll get in one of those that's got the automatic seats, and that thing will just freaking crush me. Um, I mean, you get a fat boy behind the freaking steering wheel on these things. It's like the movie Christine when the Christine smashes the dude in the steering wheel, you know. Oracle, that's actually a pretty good idea. I just don't think I could get my boss to swing it because my boss is kind of old school. He believes in doing things the old way. There's lots of productivity stuff that we could use to make dispatching and workflow, all that other good stuff, work a lot easier. And he insists on doing it on the paper method. Um, so I don't know that I could get him to follow that one. Well, I appreciate it. I wish that, and you know, industry wide, that seems to be a problem. And I see it a lot on. There is a GM technician page on Facebook um, that that a lot of the guys post on there. And reading a lot of the comments, it's pretty common that, most of them say that, they're not interested in paying you what you're worth. Um, because as long as they're making the money, it doesn't matter. Um, the thing is they want us to get trained on this stuff and know more and more and more and more and more stuff. But there's not really an incentive, and they keep wanting to cut labor times to do this stuff. No, it doesn't work that way. Now, maybe it does in the corporate world where, all they see are numbers. But what about the guys that are trying to make a living that, that can't because you get burnt on the stuff? You gotta know all sorts of stuff on these cars anymore. And it's not just one area. You've got to know a wide variety of stuff. I try to stick to heavy line because that's what I like to do. And most of the time it's transmission, but occasionally I'll get an engine job like this Blazer that I've got. Um, but when we were having the piston jobs on those LE2 1.5s and the 1.4s and stuff like that, and the Malibus and Cruises, I was doing a bunch of those, and that engine's simple to do. It's not bad at all to work on, but it's time consuming. Again, I mean, there's guys out there they are very fast at it, um, and they know how to cut corners. They know how to work the system to make it beneficial to them, and there's some things that I can find a quicker way to do things. I I get, but in the same aspect, I want it done right so I don't get a comeback and I don't see it again. And I've not had maybe but one or two comebacks in the 7 years that I've been at this dealership. I don't get them because I'm anal about making sure it's right before it leaves my bay. And there's a guy I'm going to pick on him today. There's a guy that we got there. He's really a pretty decent tech, but he went on vacation, and it seemed like every one of us got a comeback from him this week, which was like 7 or 8 of them. That's ridiculous. Um, but you know, at any rate, well, and we're talking about the revenue and stuff like that off of um, YouTube. Um, I've been doing these live streams for probably at least 6 months or so, and I think they've done something with their algorithm, um, where, and I'm sure a lot of it's my fault too that I haven't picked the right keywords for to pick up on it, but um, I don't get noticed as much, and I guess that is what it is. But what's up, Mike? Anyway. Oh, that's awesome. Hit and runs are always the best. Speaking of which, so one of my buddies from work, his daughter was in a wreck here this last week. And from what I understand, it happened when somebody was merging onto the highway and they merged through a couple of lanes of traffic right into his daughter. And his daughter ran into the guardrail or something like that and took out three of the posts on the guardrail with the little Nissan. And she was cut up pretty good, but she'll be okay. But nonetheless, the guy that ran her off the road, of course, ran off and he didn't stop. And so she was cited for causing the damage, and which I thought that was a bunch of crap. But um, we're complaining about uh, the politicians and the government for being held accountable, but yet there's not accountability out in the real world either for just normal everyday people, and there needs to be. You need to be. Yeah, she's okay, Mike. Um, I mean, she's. I mean, if you screwed up, you need to own up to it. Again, there's a guy at work. One of the guys at work um, will damage something and not say a word because he's so afraid that he's going to have to pay for it. And this dude's got like 9 kids. I said, "Did you figure out what caused that yet?" Oh, yeah. But she wants another one. And you're going to give it to her? Well, oh, my Lord. Anyway, I got to the point where he'd come back and ask to borrow something of mine. I said, no. Just because every time it goes up, it'll come back broke. And then when I need to use it, it's not available because it's broke. No, I'm done. Well, absolutely. When we're waiting to get into them pearly gates, find out if we if we repent. Ew. Yeah, Mike, I loaned a chainsaw to a friend of ours, and they broke it. And of course, got it back broken and never got fixed, and then it disappeared. So I ended up having to buy another chainsaw. It gets old. I mean, I'm not made of money. I shouldn't have to repair something that was loaned out in perfect working condition. Absolutely, or for sure. Goodness gracious. Hmm. Fellers, I can't keep my eyes open. I think I'm going to call tonight. I'm going to go to bed. So I know it would sound kind of weird, but I'd say I love y'all, but uh, I'm going to say it anyway. So y'all take care of yourself. Make sure to take care of your loved ones and give them a squeeze and a hey. If you got parents, make sure to say hi to your parents. Call them, pick up the phone, She don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. Nobody does. But at any rate, y'all have a wonderful night. I thank you all for joining me, and hopefully we'll see you next week. God bless you, and God bless America. Bye bye.